Happy morning students. Welcome to Science Online class. We have already completed 5 units in science, and in this session we are going to revise chapter 1 again, what our body is made up of. Children, you know that our body is covered by a protective layer, the skin, and under the skin we have muscles and bones in our body. We also know that our body contains many organs, and each of the organ has some specific job to do. For example, you can imagine in your class we have class representative to monitor the class, we have an assistant class representative, we have a break leader, we have a line leader. So similarly in our body also we have different organs. We have brain, we have heart, we have lungs, we have kidney, we have stomach, and each of these organs, they help in performing many functions in our body. So in this lesson we are going to focus mainly on the basic unit of life. So our body is made up of very tiny particles, and these particles are called as cells. So I am very sure that you may know what is cell. So cell is the basic unit of life, because our body is made up of very many number, a million number of cells. For example, a multicellular organism, which means an organism made up of millions and millions of cells, they are called as multicellular organism. And a unicellular organism means an organism which is made up of only one number of cells. So whatever, either a unicellular organism or a multicellular organism, any type of organism, they are made up of cell. That you must understand. And these cells are of different shapes and different kinds also, and each cell has a particular job to do. So some of the examples of cell are, we have RBC cells. So RBC means red blood cells. These cells are present in our blood, so that's why they are called as red blood cell. And these cells are red in color, so that's why it is named as red blood cells. And these cells, the important function of these cells is to transport the oxygen from one part of the body to the other. Another type of cell is fat cell. The other common type of cell you can see in our body is the nerve cell. So the nerve cell has a very typical shape. It has a shape of a spider. It has arms and tail. So the nerve cell, the important function is to carry the nerve impulses, which means the nerve signals from the brain to different part of the body, as well as from different part of the body to the brain. So these are different kind of cells present in our body, and I told you each cell has a particular job, a particular function to perform. They all do not look same, they do not look alike, okay, they look different, they are of different shape and different size. So when a group of similar cells join together, what they form is, it is called tissues. When a group of similar cells join together, it forms tissues, and these tissues perform a specific function. For example, we have skin tissue, we have muscle tissue and bone tissues, and these tissues work together and to form the organs. So what are organs? The group of tissues which have similar function, they all come together to form the organs. So you know quite a number of organs in our body. So we have brain. Brain is the most important organ. It controls the activity of all part of the body. We have the heart. Heart is also an important organ because it pumps the blood. Pumping means it pump and it supply the blood to different part of our body. And also the other organs like stomach, which help in digestion, your kidneys which help in excretion, and there are many other organs also, the intestines, the pancreas, which you'll be learning in your higher classes. So these organs, they all have a specific function to do. And for example, you can take an example of your heart. The heart is made up of both a skin tissue and muscle tissue. The skin tissue is the outermost covering of the heart, whereas the muscle tissue is present inside the heart, and these muscles are the one which help in contraction and relaxation of the heart. So your heart contract and relax. It is because the pumping activity of the heart is because of the muscle tissue present inside your heart. So that's why the specialized tissue in the heart helps in pumping of the blood to different part of the body. So what you must remember is each organ is made up of different type of tissues. Okay, heart is made up of cardiac tissues, and your other organs like your lungs are made up of different kind of tissues, not the same kind of tissue. And all these organs, they come together to perform a particular activity in our body. For example, organs like your food pipe, your stomach, your pancreas, your intestine, your large intestines, all these organs, they come together to perform the process of digestion. The process of digestion doesn't only happen in the stomach. It starts from your mouth, then the food passes through your food pipe, then it enters the stomach, then the pancreas has to give some juice which help in digestion. Finally, it passes through the small intestine, then to the large intestine. Finally, it is excreted from our body. So you can see there are a number of organs involved in your digestive system. That is an organ system. So organ system is a number of organs working together to perform a particular function or a activity, and it is called an organ system. So in our body, how many organ system we have? We have a musculoskeletal system. We have a cardiovascular. Cardiovascular means it is your heart, a system which deals with your heart. Excretory system we have respiratory system, we have so nervous system. So all these are some of the organ system which are present in our body. So there is not only one organ system, many organ system work together, and finally we are able to survive in this world. So even though if there is a problem in any one of the organ system, then it leads to some problem or some disease in our health. So this is the organization of cells in a multicellular organism. So how it is organized? Cells. First the cells, they join together to form the tissues. Tissues combine together. Tissues of same kind, they all combine together to form organs, and organs combine together to form organ systems. An organ system, different organ system forms an organism. So in this lesson, now we are going to read the lesson line by line, and I will be explaining you the difficult words in the lesson, and you can underline with your pencil. So you can turn your books to chapter 1, what our body is about. So after this explanation, line by line explanation of the entire lesson, I'll be giving you a few instructions regarding your classwork notebook. So children, everyone, don't miss to watch the video till the end.
Students, are you all with me? You can turn your books to page number 1. I'm reading to you from the first paragraph. You know that our body is covered by skin, under which are muscles and bones. So our body is covered by a protective layer called skin, under which muscles and bones are present. And we also know that there are many organs inside the body, and these organs, they help us to breathe. Organs like lungs helps us to breathe. Organs like stomach, they helps in digestion, digest food, and so on. And what are all these things made of? So the living beings are made up of cells. Every part of our body is made of tiny things called cell. Children, take a pencil and underline it. Every part of a body is made up of tiny means small things called cells. And you could say that cells are the bricks that make up our body. So children, imagine a building. So to construct a building, we use many bricks, isn't it children? We keep many bricks together to construct a building. Similarly, a body is also made up of many number of cells joined together. So that's why they say cells are the bricks that make up the body of every living being, and they are very tiny. So these cells are very small. So you need a very powerful microscope to see them clearly. So you cannot see the cells, children. Have you seen cells? No, you cannot see the cells. We need a very powerful microscope to see them. Okay, microscope is an instrument we use to see the cells, and when you look through a microscope you can see the cells larger and clearly. So, children, look at the first picture. It is cells from the skin of a plant. Can you see the cells there? Yeah. And next is the cells from the cheek of a human being. So these are the pictures of cell which is seen under a powerful microscope, and most living beings are made up of millions of cells. Okay, so most living beings means animals, the plants, human beings, all of us, we are made up of not 100 cells, we are made up of many number. Okay, we are made up of millions of cells, but there are some like the bacteria in our mouth that are made up of only one cell. So you can underline this line, children. The bacteria in our mouth, okay, it is an example. It is made up of only one cell, and these single cell organism we call them. Okay, so we call them unicellular organism. Okay, since such creatures can only be seen under microscope, they are called as microorganism. Children, you can underline this, or creatures that can only be seen under a microscope, they are called as microorganisms. So you can see the picture of bacteria and some algae. They are all made up of only one cell. So they are called as unicellular organism. Okay, you can turn to next page, page number 2, the first paragraph. The cells of our body are of many different types. Okay, there are different types of cells in our body. They look different and they have different jobs to do. Okay, so each cell, see the picture of RBC cell, fat cell, nerve cell is given. Each cell look different and they have got different jobs to do. The skin cells, for example, are flat and are packed tightly together, and cells in the blood carry oxygen. They are roundish and they float about in blood. So the cells that are present in the blood, they are round in shape and they float in the blood, whereas the skin cells are flat in shape, and nerve cells look like a spider with long arms and tails. So children, can you see it in the picture how the nerve cell looks like? It looks like a spider with arms and tails. So these nerve cells, they join up together to form long nerves running through our body. So you must understand that there are different cells, different type of cells in our body. Each cells look different and they have different jobs to do. And some examples are skin cells, your blood cells, your nerve cells and fat cell. Move on to the next paragraph. Tissues and organs. Cells of the same type join up and work together. So same type of cell, same kind of cell, they all join together, work together, and they're called as tissues. So you can underline this group of the same type of cells form tissues, and there are many different type of tissues. Skin tissue, muscle and bone tissue are some examples. So examples of tissues are skin, muscle and bone tissue. The skin cells packed close together form skin and the covering of all the organs. So the skin cells, they are packed very close together and they form the covering. Okay, they form the skin, the external covering of our body. It also covers the organs, and job of the skin tissue is protection. You can underline this. They protect ourselves, they protect our body, okay, from the external environment. So the job of skin tissue is protection. Similarly, muscle cells form muscles and bone cells form bones. So you will learn about bones and muscles in chapter 3. So now let's see what is an organ. An organ, you know, is a part of the body with a special job to do. So organ is also a part of body. It has a particular job to do. For example, your heart has the job of pumping the blood. Every organ is made of tissues that work together to help the organs do its job. So the organ is made up of many tissues. Okay, so many tissues combine together to form the organ, and they help the organ to do its job. So the example in your book, it's given heart has skin tissue and muscle tissue, and these and the other tissues of the heart work together to let the heart do its job. So all the tissues present in heart, they work together and help the heart to do its work. So in the second picture down, you can see bones are formed by bone cells and muscles are formed by muscle cells. Skin tissue is formed by skin cell. Next, we are going to learn about organ system. An organ system is made up of many organs that work together to help the body do a certain job. So, an organ system is a combination of many organs. Many organs work together to help our body to do a job. So the two organ system you're going to learn in this lesson is your digestive system and your respiratory system. And digestive system helps us to digest the food, and respiratory system helps us to breathe. Okay, first let's learn about digestive system. Children, look at this picture of digestive system from your book. First, I will tell you the organs in the digestive system: mouth, food pipe, stomach, liver, small intestine, and large intestine. Children, the process of digestion starts from your mouth. So what happens in your mouth is there are many glands in your mouth that secrete a fluid called as saliva. It is a watery fluid, and what happens when you eat food is saliva acts on the food and break the food molecules into smaller particles. Okay, the food is broken down by the action of saliva in your mouth. Then what happens is the food mixed with saliva is pushed down the food pipe. So saliva acts on food, it becomes small, it is broken into small particles, and it is pushed down the food pipe. Through the food pipe, the food reaches the stomach, where the stomach juices mixes with the food. Further, the food passes from the stomach to the small intestine, and there is an organ called liver which sends its juice to the small intestine. So the digested food from the stomach, it pass on to the small intestine, where it get mixed with the juices from the small intestine as well as from the liver. So the process of digestion is completed in the small intestine and absorption happens in the small intestine. The blood picks up the digested food from the small intestine, which means our blood absorbs the nutrients from the digestive food in the small intestine, and the large intestine collects the waste. The waste products are eliminated out of the body through the large intestine, and large amount of water is also absorbed in our large intestine. So kids, this is how the process of digestion happens in our body. So can you name the organs of the digestive system now? First one is mouth. Very good, children. Second is food pipe. Third is stomach. Fourth is your liver and small intestine and large intestine. This diagram is a very important diagram. You can practice this diagram in your rough note first. Then you can draw this diagram neatly in your classwork notebook. Next, let's move on to the next important system we are going to discuss in this session, that is respiratory system. First, I'll tell you what is respiration. Respiration is a process by which we take in oxygen and leave out carbon dioxide, which means we take in air which is rich in oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide, water vapor and the left out air. So many organs in our body helps in respiration. So now we are going to see about the parts of the body which help in respiration. So the process of respiration starts from our nose. The air is taken in through our nose and it passes through many tube-like structures. Okay, children, no need to worry about the name of these structures because you will learn in detail in your higher classes. Just remember that air passes through the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity means it's your nose, then it passes through a long tube called as windpipe and finally it reaches the lungs. Okay, lungs are a pair of spongy organ which help in gas exchange, which means the lungs has air sacs or balloon like sac inside the lungs and these sac help in giving out the carbon dioxide from our body and taking in absorbing the oxygen inside the body. So just remember, lungs has air sacs which help in gas exchange. Gas exchange is a process by which oxygen is taken inside a body and carbon dioxide is given outside the body. So this gas exchange happens in our lungs. So children, can you name the organs which help in respiration? Your nose, the windpipe and your lungs. Children, do you know how the oxygen from our lungs is carried to all parts of the body? The blood picks up oxygen from the lungs and carries it to all parts of the body, and oxygen combines with food to produce energy, carbon dioxide and water vapor. So in today's lesson we have seen about cells, tissues, organs and organ system. We have learned clearly about two organ system, digestive and your respiratory system. Children, now you can turn your books to next page. I'm going to do the book exercise. Okay, I'll be asking you questions and you have to answer. Fill in the blanks. The body of every living being is made up of dash. Yes, the body of every living being is made up of cells. Second question, a group of similar cells forms a tissue. Group of similar cells form tissues. Third question, an organ is made up of many tissues that work together. So third answer is tissue. An organ is made up of many tissues that work together. Okay, moving on to the fourth question. An organ system is made up of many dash that work together. An organ system is made up of many organs that work together. Question number 5. The waste left after digestion collects in the dash intestine. Children, what is the answer for question number 5? The waste left after digestion collects in the large intestine. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. The liver sends its juice to the dash intestine. So what is the answer? The liver sends its juice to the small intestine. Students, now I am going to give you few instructions regarding your classwork. You can take your classwork, cover it properly. Then you can fill your index column first. Then you can leave the first page and start writing from the second page onwards. Okay, I have given the notes through WhatsApp. You can copy down the notes from your WhatsApp. First you write the fill-ups, then you can write the answer the following questions. And you are also supposed to draw the diagram of digestive system in the page where you start your lesson. Okay, in which page you start the lesson, in that page only you draw on the unruled side you draw the diagram of digestive system. So I believe you must have understood whatever I have taught in today's session. Thank you, children. Have a nice day. Children, you can note down today's assignments. Assignment for today is draw the diagram of digestive system. In your classwork, you can draw it on the unruled side. Okay, the page where you start your first lesson, on the same unruled side, you can draw the diagram and copy the notes of lesson 1 in your science classwork and learn lesson 1. You can refer the textbook as well as the classwork.